Hey guys, my name is Blake and you're listening to the Three Hand Hunter channel. Thanks for tuning in today, and I am pretty excited to show you this very rare and very funky Seiko. Now before I get into the review, and it's going to be kind of a quick review of the Seiko 5 1997 reissue SBSS007. Before I get into it, I just want to say if you like seeing watches that are a little bit different, watches you're not going to see on every YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and comment down below. And the reason why is this is such a rare and obscure watch, and so is the whole entire series, that if you've had any experience with these, you've seen them out on the market, make sure you let us know in the comments below and let me know what you think of this particular watch, because it is funky, but a cool funky in my opinion. And especially if you're a Seiko lover, you've got to stick around and watch this entire video, because this is a rare one, and you know, this is a Seiko enthusiast and collector's dream come true. All right, let's talk about this. This is the Seiko 5 SBSS007. Now, this watch, I'm going to talk a little bit about the series. So in 1997, a series of reissue rally divers and UFO watches took place, and Seiko had released them. Now you're sitting there looking at it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so, 70s. These are the 60s, 70s watches of yesteryear for Seiko, and they came out in 97 and reissued, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, there are 11 of them. Now, the numbers are, and I'm going to show you pictures of them. You have the SBSS001. You have the 003. You have the 005. And in my hand is the 007. You have the 009. 011, 013, 015, 017, and then you start to get into some of the rarer ones, the 019, which is the brown dial, which is very rare and pretty darn expensive, and then the most rarest one of them all, the 021, and this yellow and blue version is extremely rare. Chrono 24 actually had one for sale for over $5,000. Now, if you are a Seiko enthusiast, I know you might be drooling right now thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't even know about this series. And if you're a completionist, trying to complete this series is something you could probably spend your entire watch journey career trying to do. Well, I'm here to show you at least one of them and show you how unique it was. Now, I have to admit, I was not originally searching for this particular watch. I was searching for the UFO reissue from 2019, the blue with the orange hand, and I'll show you a picture of my old one. And I actually sold my old one, and I wish I had it again in my collection. I actually really enjoyed that watch. So I've been searching for one, but I came across this UFO, and then I started to learn about the series, and I snagged this one as quick as I could. And I really wanted to show you this watch. I don't know if I'm probably going to pass this watch along to somebody else that is trying to complete a collection, because I'm not a completionist type of. I'm just an enthusiast, and I'm trying to find watches that I really like, and I hunt for them. But I wanted to show you this because I thought the series is so unique. Now, this watch, let's talk a little bit about it. It is a 42 millimeter, and let me grab the calipers really quick, and I will throw it on my wrist so you can see it. 42 millimeter watch, you can see it's 42 millimeters from side to side. It is a round case. It's the UFO case, right? So from lug to lug, it is just about 42 millimeters. So it's a completely round case, right? The lug, now this is a little bit of a trick for these reissues. The lug to lug, or lug distance, excuse me, is 19 millimeters. So you have to think about that. It's like the old vintage. It's like very, very similar to the old vintage Seikos, whether you're talking a Pogue or whatnot. But the thinness of this watch is just 13 millimeters. Now, you'll notice that this has a really very cool, beveled and also extended crystal. It's a hard Lux crystal. There's actually, in this particular one, you can't even see it unless I show you in direct sunlight. There's a little scuff on the crystal, but overall, this is probably one of the most pristine examples of this watch that you're gonna find for being 25 years old. I know you're looking at this going, I can't believe that's 25 years old, this watch. And take a look at the very cool bracelet that comes with this watch. Now, you have this cheap pressed, typical Seiko, pressed clasp, and double deployant, button deployant, right? You have in the bracelet, you have polished middle link, pin and collar, but very severe taper. But check out that very cool vintage, it's not the fishbone. I forget what they call these links, but very, very cool 70s inspired bracelet. Now you're probably looking at the dial and you're thinking, oh my gosh, that is typical Seiko. Look at the horrible alignment of the bezel insert. I mean, isn't that ridiculous? It isn't. Take a look at this. How cool is that? An inner rotating bezel in this Seiko 5. Now, I know those of you that have alpinists go, oh my gosh, that has the alpinist curse. You put it on your wrist and then a few minutes later it's, twisted over here, twisted over there. This is a true statement. It is a very true statement. But it's like, if you've had an old Pogue where you can actually turn the inside bezel just by turning the crown. That's what happens here with this very cool watch. Now, let's take a look at the dial and just recognize the fact that it may not be your taste, but look at those applied indices and look at them polished and beveled and sparkly, and look at the handset. I mean, isn't that the coolest 70s inspired, 60s inspired handset you've ever seen? And that red second hand pops, and notice that you have a kanji date day wheel, which is awesome. These are I believe they were Japanese JDM only release. And notice the case back. The case back is even done like the old Seiko case backs. Now this in the serial number, which this one happens to be a 7, so you can see it's a 97, and this is a May, which would number 5 would be the 5th month, which is a May 1997 watch. And I just really wanted to show you how incredibly cool this line is. And for those of you that are completionists, you're gonna have fun trying to track down this whole series. It is just so you know, it is a 7S 36 43 hour power reserve. No hacking or hand winding. It's just like your old Seiko, 7S26, SKX movements, but it's still really, really cool. Let me throw it on my wrist really fast. Right now I'm wearing my Christopher Ward Trident C65 GMT watch. Go ahead and take that off. And let me just show you how it looks on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. And there you go. You've probably seen videos of me wearing it anyway, but I wanted to show you how great it fits on my wrist and how cool it is and how comfortable it is, because it's, it's the round case shape, the sunken in crown, right? And it may be 42 millimeters, but it wears more like a 40. It really does. But how awesome and how sweet and swanky is this watch? Anyway, if you made it this far, guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Blake. I'm a bit of a watchaholic, and if you made it all the way to this point of the video, you're probably a watchaholic too. So, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video.